Hey, how are you? I'm the Dr. Bob Lee, and you're watching Open. It's that live interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. Stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Leading things off, our first guest is a self-taught paint illustrator and children's book author. She joins us to speak about the release of her latest book, Garifuna and Culture and Its People, and highlight the importance of educating the next generation of Garifuna children on their roots. So please welcome to the show, Isidra Sabio. Isidra, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for having me.
Good, good. You know, I've experienced the Garifuna culture years ago. We were doing a parade. I think it was Bronx Week for the first time years ago. I think Junior was the borough president. And
Yes,
you guys came up in the parade and everything, and we were announcing, and I had to pronounce it. I pronounced the name a couple of different ways at first, and I said, oh, okay. And Junior said, Garifuna. And I said,
yes.
I got it now. Tell us a little bit more about what you're doing and about the Garifuna culture.
Yeah, hi. My name is Isidra Sabio. As you mentioned, I just released a book that is called Garifuna, A Culture and Its People.
Uh-huh.
And I think for people to understand exactly what it is, I'm from Honduras. I'm part of a Afro-Indigenous group called Garifuna. It's a mixture of African people and indigenous people that happened in the Caribbean hundreds of years ago. So we are a mixture of those two cultures. So we are phenotypically African, but most of our culture and our language are indigenous. And we are indigenous to the Americas. So this group didn't exist anywhere but in the Americas. And then we were exiled from St. Vincent to Honduras before Honduras was an independent country of
Yeah.
Central America. So this book was created as an effort to start showing and educating kids about the history, traditions of the Garifuna people, at an early age.
Yeah.
So we don't have to wait until they become older, but they can start at 4 or 5 years old understanding the Garifuna culture.
Yeah, I gotta put you in my book, People to Know in Black History and Beyond. I'm working on volume number 5, I think, on this. This is, no, volume number 4. This is a part of a trilogy. But not to mention my book, I just want to put you in there. We have to talk about the Garifuna culture. So that's, and speaking about indigenous peoples from Honduras, that has to be in my book too, as well as yours. So,
It's,
what piqued your interest in putting the pen to the paper and writing that book?
I'm a mother of a child that
Yeah.
that was born and raised that is here in the United States, and I've been looking for years for a way to show him and also start speaking to him about his cultural traditions and also his cultural heritage, and that has been kind of like the idea behind this book. It's just like it's me thinking about how to explain my own children and kids in my family about their own cultural traditions. And I think that through simple illustrations and simple words, you are able to transmit and convey very complex ideas of,
Yeah.
our unique culture.
How important is that? Because a lot of cultures live in New York City. This is a melting pot here, and in order to know where you're going, you have to know where you are, know where you've been to know where you're going. And I
Ex-
think it's extremely important to find out about your culture so that it so it can help move you forward in what you need to do in life.
Exactly. And I think that is the point that sometimes when that we fail when we speak about culture, because I do believe and it has been proven that when a child has a strong sense of their cultural heritage, they also have a higher self-image and also they have a higher self-esteem. When a child has a higher self-esteem, they usually do better
Yeah.
in school. They are better citizens. So I think that all of that is correlated in a way that we don't understand. And that is one of the important reasons. Being in a melting pot with so many cultures is important for him to understand where he comes from.
Yeah.
In order to know what he has accomplished as he moves forward in life.
Exactly. Exactly. So, what are the significant examples of Garifuna students? You have an outreach going out to the schools or into the community?
Yes, and my main goal, I published this book in English and Spanish. My main goal is to be able to bring these books back to our Garifuna communities back in Central America. Um, also because the majority of people are there, and the Garifuna history is not being currently taught in school.
Yeah.
And for me, this is a way to kind of like go around the system and be able to do something as an individual, because there are many kids that they are exposed to the culture, but also they are not as informed about the history of our communities.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the reasons why I created this book, besides being able to explain that to my son here, is for the kids back home also to be able to have access to it and understand where they come from, and understand that we are part of a unique culture, that we have, survived and flourished despite many hurdles that we have suffered through history.
Yeah, way back before Independence Day, right? Way
Yes,
back.
yes,
So,
exactly. And I think that that's important. So if we have been part of this society and we have contributed, and it have been, is well documented that the Garifuna people was part of the independence fight for those countries. So before those countries became countries, the Garifuna people were there and they fought for their independence
mm.
from, Spain and other European communities.
So we have Garifuna Heritage Month upon us. Talk about it. What are we doing?
Yes, Garifuna Heritage Month. Um, I think that that is a reflection of the work that many nonprofit organizations have been doing through the years, I think decades. Just recognizing that we are present, that we exist, that we are part of the community, that we influence also the culture of New York City as a melting pot, as you mentioned it. New York has the highest number of Garifuna people outside of Central America. So we, as just they estimate that it's around 200,000. So we have a big influence when it comes to electing officials. We are part of the voting blocks
Mm-hmm.
of New York City. So I think that this month is special because it recognizes the existence of this community and the impact that it has in the city. There are many, activities program for this month. The organizations working on them is the Garifuna Coalition. They have been working with the Bronx Borough President. They opened the Garifuna Heritage Month. Also, we have Hondureños contra el SIDA too. They are doing other set of activities. So, you know, uh, get close to these organizations and you're going to find out what the work that they are doing to highlight the existence of the Garifuna community in New York.
All right, so now you have to say that in Spanish. We'll just say happy Garifuna Heritage Month and then some
Feliz
special words behind that. Ready? One, two, three.
Sí, feliz mes de la herencia garífuna en la ciudad de Nueva York. Hay muchas actividades programadas y yo creo que este es la culminación de los esfuerzos que han hecho muchas organizaciones sin fines de lucro en Nueva York para traer atención hacia estas comunidades que viven en Nueva York y que tienen influencia en la elección de los candidatos, de elección pública en la ciudad. Y yo creo que es importante resaltar la existencia de estas comunidades dentro de lo que es la sociedad de Nueva
Woo! There we go. Beautiful. See how that culture is? It's Indian and African, right?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And because of the geographical location, so we have influence also from Spanish. So we are an indigenous culture, African culture, but also we have the Hispanic culture
Yeah.
because of the geographical location. And I think it's important to highlight the Garifuna is one of the Afro-descendant communities throughout Latin America. It's estimated that more than 130 million Afro-descendants live in the Americas, all the way from Mexico to the Patagonia in Argentina. So I think this is just one of many conversations regarding the existence of the Afro descendants, in this case, the Garifuna people.
Beautiful. Um, before we go, tell us a little bit more about the book, where we can get it, and give us a quick synopsis about what's in that book again. I know it's about
Yeah,
the heritage of Garifuna, the Garifuna culture, but just from your point of view.
yes, exactly. In this book, I use two main characters. Their name is Anne and David. They are siblings, and for the first time, they are traveling to Central America to visit their family members.
Yeah.
And to that visit, they discovered their Garifuna culture, they discover the traditions, they discover the cultural history. Also, they learn to appreciate the effort that the ancestors did in order for them to be what they are, and how they connect with that culture and how that becomes like a building block for their lives. It's written in simple terms. It's available on Amazon. You only have to put either Isidra Sabio or Garifuna, a culture and its people, and you
Yeah.
are going to be able to find it very easily. Again, it's just an introduction. It is not just for Garifuna kids, but I do believe that books are always a window and a mirror. A window is because it allows you to see what other cultures do, and a mirror is for you to be able to see yourself reflected in books.
Yeah.
And that has been one of my main goals, is to see kids like my kid and like many other kids that I know reflected in books in a positive way.
Yeah, it's so wonderful to hear you speak about it, and share this wonderful information. You're like a trinity. The culture is like a trinity. It's African, it's Indian, and it's Spaniard. All in one that makes up the beautiful Garifuna people and the beautiful Garifuna culture.
Yes, and I think important to highlight is the UNESCO declared the Garifuna culture in um, a masterpiece of the oral and intangible heritage of humanity because of its uniqueness, and also in an effort to safeguard that culture for future generations. So I think that this book fits in that objective.
Beautiful. Where can we go to get more information? You have it on the website. Got social media going on.
Yes, you can find me on Instagram. I constantly post there. Instagram Isidra Sabio. All together, you're gonna be able to find me there. We're working on a website to be able to put everything together that I'm working on, like paintings, illustrations, books, and also other elements that I use to advocate and also bring awareness of the Afro-descendant communities in Latin America, and also the Garifuna community.
Yeah. Got another one coming up? Got another book planning? We'll talk about it. You're welcome to come on and share with us again, okay?
Thank you so much
It's-
for having me
yeah.
and giving the opportunity to speak about this book. I appreciate it.
Well, we're going to do it some more. Isidra Sabio, author, Garifuna, a culture and its people. Thank you so much, Isidra.
This has been great. It was fun.
You got it. All right. We'll take a quick break. I've got more culture coming up next, right here on Open.